Hello again. In this video, I wanted to build on what I've been discussing in the last few videos around the need to prepare yourself for your presentation. And we've spoken quite a lot about how you can start preparing your content and editing it down and knowing what you actually want to say. The next step in preparing your presentation is around imposing a bit of structure on it. Because if you've got all this content, you've got to work out in what order you're going to put it across so that it makes sense to your audience and hopefully hits home and actually gets your message across. So when you have all your content in front of you, you may have it as a list, you may have it as a mind map, in whatever format it is, you need to start imposing some structure upon it. Two really important reasons why. First of all, for your audience. If you've got your content in a really logical structure, it will make it far easier for them to understand. It'll make it easier for them to follow along as you're delivering it. If an audience gets lost, isn't quite sure where you are, they will switch off. Don't expect the audience to work hard to follow where you are in your presentation. It's why so often people will start a presentation by giving an outline of what they're going to cover and how they're going to cover it. So that's the first major reason, is for your audience to keep them engaged and to make it easier for them to follow. The other big reason you need some structure, though, is because it makes it easier for you to deliver. If you know that you are going to go on topic A, topic B, topic C, or point 1, point 2, point 3, it's actually much easier for you to memorize where you need to go next and get you away from the need for a script. It will also make it easier when you come to do things like design slides and work out where you're going to have interaction and all those sorts of things. So structure is actually really important. It really is a major building block of a lot of presentations. Now, there's lots of different ways you can structure a presentation. There are linear structures, and there are also non-linear structures, which are slightly more complex, and I'll cover those in another video. Just to give you a couple of really easy structures you might want to think about, is the first one is a classic, is past, present, future. So if you can start talking about where we were, where we are now, and where we're going to go. It really is that simple. People will follow along a chronology, a timeline really easily, far more easily than if you're dotting around to that's where we were. And actually, when you think about that in the future, and this is where we are at the moment. A nice, clear, three-part structure. This is where we were, this is where we are, this is where we're going, will make it a lot easier for your audience to follow along. You can start in the past, or start in the future, sorry, and then flash back or flash forward or do whatever you want to do. It's quite tricksy. And it takes a lot of practice to get it right so the audience know exactly where you are. So I would really focus on past, present, future. So it's just a classic structure. Many presentations are built around exactly that. It's worth bearing in mind those three sections, past, present, and future, don't have to be of equal length. You might just want to do a very quick glance back at the past. This is where we've come from. This is some context. This is the history. Then you might want to spend, let's say, 10 minutes on the present, where we're at now, and then actually you're going to spend the bulk of your presentation talking about the future. This is where we want to get to. This is how we're going to get there. So past, present, future, classic structure. The other one I would mention, though, is FAQs, frequently asked questions. Now, we talked about FAQs when we were talking about generating content in a previous video, but actually FAQs can also be a good way to structure, because if you know that there are 5 things that everybody wants to know about this topic, structure your presentation accordingly. You can even have a slide that says, first question is this, and then you answer it. Second question is that, and then you answer it. Third main question is the other, and then you answer that. It's pretty straightforward. So it just means that actually you're chunking your content up, and it means you can bring together all your content on a particular topic to make sure that it answers that particular question. So I'm going to go into more structures in future videos, but there are just some really easy ones: past, present, future, and FAQs, frequently asked questions. Just 2 ways that you can start to structure the content as you're preparing your presentation. Now, as usual, if you have come to this video via my email newsletter, then please do hit the subscribe button while you're here so that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll get notified of all my YouTube content. If you come here via YouTube, you'll find a link down in the comments below about how to subscribe to my email newsletter, and you'll get a fortnightly update with lots of different types of content. So please do stay in touch. If you've got any questions, queries, you can always get me on steve@stevebustin.com. Otherwise, I'll see you for the next video.